Alright, now that you've unlocked your custom classes, what you want to do is... Sorry, I'm just looking around to see what I got. You want to go to create a class, choose your custom class, and you want to build the class not because of what the game says about the guns. For example, for these, it completely says that the FAMAS is better than the M4A1. But the FAMAS is also a 3-round burst if you're not close enough and the 3-round burst is a little bit off. For example, extremely long range, that 3-round burst can get you killed easily. And at close range, a 3-round burst isn't really that good. So the FAMAS is a good weapon, but only for generally medium close to long range. The M4 you can do with generally any range if you pulse fire it. But you can see it easily shows that the FAMAS is better, even though it depends on how you play and what you want to do. It works the same with the submachine guns. They're actually over and underrated. For example, you see the damages in the UMP-45 and the MPK-5, how they're one is barely stronger than the other. In reality, it's probably like 50% stronger per bullet. You cannot not always trust the little meters that are given. For another example is, you can see for the MPK-5, it says its damage is near all the way up. But if you go to, say, a sniper, if you look at it, it says the intervention of the 50 cal is pretty much the same strength as the UMP, which is completely not true. So you cannot rely, I'm just trying to get everybody to know that you cannot rely on the stats that are given. Okay, now here are the what you get initially when you unlock it. M4A1, the FAMAS, the MPK-5, the UMP, the L86 LSW and the RPD, the intervention, the Barrett 50 cal, and a riot shield for your primaries. What you want to do is you want to set it the way you play. If this is your first time, you're only going to have 5 classes. You're not going to have 9 like I do at the moment. You get it every odd prestige, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. You get another custom class. What you want to do is you want to choose a weapon that suits you. For example, I'll start with the bottom. If you're constantly running across the map, and the entire enemy team seems to have generally anything other than a sniper, it'll work with snipers too, but any hardcore just shooting and they're not using many grenades, and you have a guy who is willing to die, use the riot shield, because if you have that guy willing to die holding the riot shield, he can defend the people behind him, have a teammate stand behind you, and you can shoot the enemy and they can't hit you. It's much easier. It's kind of like moving cover, but the person with the riot shield cannot really defend themselves that much. Ugh, sorry, I'm yawning. A person with the riot shield can't really defend themselves too much, so that person's got to be willing to die for the other people behind them. I never use riot shield. It's not that often that I see people with riot shield because it's not really that great. For the sniper rifles, a lot of people think that the intervention is better. They actually, between the intervention and the Barrett 50 cal, they really have the same stats, other than the 50 cal has more bullets per clip, and the 50 cal is semi-automatic and not bolt action. So you can spray with the 50 cal. And if you have a fast trigger finger, it works really well. For light machine guns, the SAW, the L86 LSW, I keep calling it SAW, I'm remembering back from COD 4. But anyway, the L86, it's, in my opinion, I like it because it doesn't show much damage difference, but for me, it feels more powerful than any of these. It's just the way that I play with it. The RPD is also really good. Don't spray, pulse fire them. If you don't pulse fire them, you're going to get screwed over. And try to have stopping power when you use them. They are already very powerful, but with stopping power, they're just like 2 bullet kills. You don't have to worry about anything, and you can easily get kills at long range. We have submachine gun. The UMP, in my opinion, is the best SMG. I use it all throughout. I actually didn't start using it until 7th Prestige, I believe. but I used it all throughout my 7th Prestige, and I used it in everything but team battles, clan battles, and all that stuff. It works really well. I tried the MPK-5. I gave it several chances. I couldn't do it. You may like it. It's a lot weaker, even though it doesn't look like it. It's a lot weaker than the UMP-45, and it sprays. Its accuracy may only look like 15% lower, but its accuracy is horrible. You can't even pulse fire kill with it because of its power. I don't like it. You may like it. I don't. The only one, like for the Vector, it says it has high accuracy, but the fire rate on the Vector itself makes that accuracy horrible. It sprays and shoots straight up. But you don't have that unlocked yet, so don't worry about that. Assault rifles, I already explained them. I'm gonna make a couple of classes built around me. The M4A1, when I get them, I'm gonna use different attachments. It changes. I'll cover that in a different video. I never worry about camo because it's annoying changing camo between matches unless you only have one class. All right, now for secondaries. The PP2000 is actually really good. It's almost like having a mini M4 for close range because it's about as powerful as the M4 in my opinion. It could be a little weaker, but it's like a 3-bullet kill, 4-bullet kill without silencer. Personally, I like the Rafficas, but I don't have those unlocked yet. The PP2000 is pretty good. For shotguns, the Spaz is generally a one-hit kill if you know how to use it right. We'll unlock all these later. Handguns, any of the handguns are decently good. I prefer the M9, but it doesn't really matter. The USP-45 works too. It's good for, say you're shooting an enemy with your primary and you run low on ammo and you really have to switch, and as soon as you push the switch, it's almost an instant switch. So you can just keep shooting, and if you only need that one bullet, or if they go to last stand and you don't want to reload and have someone steal your kill. Launchers are generally, taking down enemy kill streaks. The Javelin, the Thumper, actually pretty much everything other than the Stinger can be used otherwise, but it's not really that suggested. The Thumper that's basically what it's for, but everything else, don't be a douche. Don't run around with nothing but RPGs and Thumpers and AT4s and noob tubes with danger close. It ruins the game for people. You don't get many kills, they don't get many kills, nobody has fun. So just you try to use them for air supports only. It's better that way. I'm gonna build it around me, so I'm gonna use the handgun for my perks. If you're doing a running class, which I'll do for my next class, use Marathon. If you're not, just use Sleight of Hand because it's what you have unlocked. As for these two, it's the same idea. Running class, not running class. And as for these two, I pretty much never use steady aim because I don't hip fire, so I just put commando on. Death Streak, I always do painkiller, but I don't have that unlocked yet. Equipment, Simtax for me. The frag and the Simtax are about the same strength. The only difference is Simtax blows up in about half the time. Frags you have to crook. In Simtaxes you can stick to walls. So I prefer the Simtax just for that reason. Special Grenade, I always use Flash because they can't see. If they can't see, they can't. It's hard for them to hurt you. Running low on time, dangerously quick for a 10-minute video. So I'm gonna make another class, submachine gun for my running class. I'm gonna do the same thing, handgun. I'll cover all this in other videos later. Flash, marathon, lightweight, commando. Later I'll change commando. I'll change it. I make an anti-air support class, which I'll do the L86. It doesn't really matter. I'll do the AT4 because it's the only thing I got. I'm gonna use Sleight of Hand, stopping power because I don't have danger close yet, and I'm just gonna leave commando on just because. Sniper class, I'm gonna use the 50 cal because the intervention, just don't use the intervention. It's bolt action, it's not worth it. I'm gonna use a machine pistol for this though, in case I have to get somewhere. It's kind of like having a mini M4 in my opinion. It works really well. Stopping power, sleight of hand, Simtax. Later you can swap it for something else. I'm gonna use steady aim this time only because if I happen to have the 50 cal equipped and people are running at me, I can rapid fire. Alright, I just exceeded the 10-minute limit. Luckily, YouTube gives you an extra like 20 seconds or so. These are my basic 4 classes. I'll cover more later. I haven't even touched these. And I hope this helped you guys. Next video, I'll level up a few more times and change classes. Alright, good luck everyone.